Yeah, right, it was fun. Alright, I'll catch you guys next time. Okay, I love my friends, but I gotta go home. See you guys. The start time was a little slow. It's not good. Yeah, it probably was about that time. So in order to get started changing your oil, you're going to need a few things to get started. First, you're going to need your socket wrench, oil wrench. You're going to need your replacement filter. You're replacing oil, kitty litter, or oil dry has the same effect. Some paper towels, and last but not least, oil pan. First thing we're going to do is prep the car to change the oil. So you're going to raise the hood, put our rod up, then you're going to take off your oil cap, so it's somewhere safe so you don't lose it. And then you're going to raise your drip stick for drainage later on and ventilation. Next, we're going to go ahead and get our hood closed up. Down. Okay, we're going to come over here. And now, most people that need to worry about a jack and getting under the car, we don't have to worry about that. We have an industrial grade lift. We're going to go ahead and raise it up. And we're going to want it above our head so we don't have to squat and anything like that. We can get over the car really easy. Over here that, it's reached the top, so now we're going to use the lever, add a little bit, let the lock set, and we're set. Now to remove our drain plug, we're going to get our 17mm socket wrench. This size of your drain plug can vary with cars, but this one is a 17mm. So we're going to line it up with the drain plug. Then we're going to get ready, and luckily it was already broken loose pretty well. So we're going to go ahead and get our drain pan, have it ready, because it's going to shoot pretty far. And we're going to start twisting with our hand. And this part you got to be very quick and precise about, because you don't want to get oil on your phone. And there we go. Now it's draining. And we're just going to keep it on it with our hand and follow it until it's pointed straight down at the floor. And this could take just a second. Let's go ahead and slowly bring it down. Do its thing. Set that down. So now you're going to wipe your hands off so they're not covered in oil for your next step. Oil is draining. We're going to be, normally I would use an oil filter wrench, but I've started recently, I prefer to use my hands, especially since this one's already kind of loose, we don't really need it. So we're going to go ahead, there we go. Screw this right here. And some oil will shoot on you. It's okay. Follow it. Make sure it lands in the pan. You want to make sure you set your old oil filter right there. That's a really good spot for it. It's going to drain the oil out of it. So we're going to come over here, clean our hands again. So now that the oil is drained, which can take about 10 minutes, we're going to go ahead and get ready and prep our replacement oil filter. First thing we're going to need to do is take a paper towel and clean where the new filter is going to set on. Come in here, clean all around it. Make it look nice and shiny. Not shiny from where it's going to go. We're going to go ahead and get our new filter out. And if you notice right here is a little black rubber ring. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a drop of oil on our finger. Good, and then we're gonna line it around the black gasket. That way, the gasket doesn't stick when we put it back in. Now that we're prepped and ready, we're gonna go ahead and replace the new oil filter. So we're gonna come over here. We're gonna line it up. Make sure it's straight, of course. And we're gonna turn it counterclockwise. So it's on there really good. We're gonna get it on there nice and snug. Okay. And you want to be careful not to over tighten it, because then you can pop your gasket out. That's why I prefer not to use the oil filter wrench, because a lot of times it can over tighten and pop the gasket out. So now that that's doing its thing, it's about done. We're going to go ahead and get our drain plug and get it cleaned up, get all the oil off it. So it's good to go back in. Okay, looks good. Once that's done being clean, we're going to come over here and we're going to go ahead and replace it since it's just a drip. Hole, there we go. Make sure it's straight. You want to get a good angle on it. Okay, so you want to make sure you always put them back in with your hand. You don't want to use an automatic wrench or anything like that, because a lot of times they'll over tighten. So we're going to hand tighten it in the groove. There we go. This can take a second, but you want to make sure you do it right, of course. Okay. Use the 17mm socket wrench before, and we're going to tighten the drain plug up. Not too tight, just snug. Use the 17mm socket wrench before, and we're going to tighten the drain plug up. Not too tight, just snug. Okay. New oil filter is replaced and our drain plug's back in. We're going to go ahead and slide our drip pan back here out of the way. Want to make sure it's not under the car. Slide it very slow. Okay. We're going to come over here and we're going to grab our oil dry. Also, kitty litter. Works just as well. And go ahead and spread it over the stains.
That's good.
Then everything's replaced, your oil dries down, we're going to go ahead and get the car back on the ground where it should be. So we're pushing this lever. There it goes. Now we're going to go ahead and let it go all the way. Come over here. We're going to get our hood open and raise our prop rod back up. This is take the funnel. We're going to go ahead and place it back in here. We're going to grab our replacement oil. And you're going to want to make sure throughout the process of pouring the oil that you stop at the amount that applies to your vehicle. So we're going to go ahead and start pouring. And while the funnel's filling, you know, stop every single now and then, check, make sure, monitor your progress. You can cut here. Our next step is to lower our dipstick and make sure that the oil level is showing full. So we're going to go ahead and prep our paper towel. We're going to push the oil rod back down all the way. And I'm going to slowly raise it up. Paper towel ready to catch any oil, and it should show that it is full because you can see that the oil is inside the second circle. Alright, now we're going to replace the dipstick back in the slot. Slow it down. Push it in. Now we're going to remove our funnel and any excess oil. We're going to grab our oil cap from way earlier. There's the camera where I put it. Down. Straight to the locks. Over here. Rod down. Close our hood. And now the process is complete.